Behold, happy is the man whom God corrects. Therefore, do not despise the chastening of the Almighty. For he bruises, but he binds up. He wounds, but his hands make whole. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles. Yes, in 7 no evil shall touch you. In famine he shall redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You shall be hidden from the scourge of the tongue, and you shall not be afraid of destruction when it comes. You shall laugh at destruction and famine, and you shall not be afraid of the beast of the earth. For you shall have a covenant with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with you. You shall know that your tent is in peace. You shall visit your dwelling and find nothing amiss. You shall also know that your descendants shall be many, and your offspring like the grass of the earth. You shall come to the grave at the full age, and as sheaf of grain repines in its season. Behold, this we shall search out. It is true, hear out, and know yourself. Send you help from the sanctuary. You remember all your offerings. So the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Glory be to the King of Kings. Let me read you Psalms 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from helping me? And from the words of my groaning, oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but you do not hear, and in the night season, and I'm not silent, please. But you are holy. But where this gets humbled is in the sense that you are holy. Where my complaints vanishes, I can't find them, God, they have disappeared. Where are they? Is in the fact that you are holy. Is in the fact that faithfulness was found in the tablets of your heart. I'm talking constellations that are named and surnamed by perfection. You may see perfection. I'm talking eternity. It cries out to see at the descending of Christ. You see, when Christ standing upon this earth, you see the earth needed explanation that what has happened, why, what have you inhabitants of earth, have you done that now the King of Kings needs to land? What have you done that now I have to bear so much weight? You see, man, I'm talking the banks, the balances of the seas cried out when he was once on an ocean. They say, why on earth, humans, don't you have so much peace to bring these men unto us? You see, they used to roar and it was nobody's business. They used to make so much noise. You see, they were enjoying their stay. Their life was quite joyful until the men of order came. You see, the men of judgment landed unto that sea. He just looked at it, you see, man. And at that time, what was freaking out within the filaments of the sea, within the composition of the sea, it was the nerves behind its it was the molecular structures. You see, H2O was crying out for its formulation. It was crying out, it was asking itself, why on earth was I made? Because the Lord had whispered a word that its power is great enough to descend things from the space of nowhere, the space of no reason, no justification, no comprehension, no calculation, and bring them into perfect organization, into perfect operation, into perfect existence and alignment, and they will just be swinging in endless perfection, in endless acceptation, in endless glorification of the name that is above, in endless worship, not really knowing how it started, where it started, just accepting and loving the idea that we're now alive, where speed gets to find its beginning, where's the speed of light, man. It was a bit pleased to know that the one who made me, finally the only guy who can understand me, finally the only guy who can actually control me, the only guy at whose hand I run slowly, I move at a slow motion. You see, he's telling God, he's saying, Speed is saying to God, you know, God, I'm tired intimidating these humans. You see what I've been doing to them. I haven't been having so much competition, you know. It's been really boring for me. I've been running at paces that they cannot even comprehend, let alone keep up with. Again, thanks for coming, man. He saith unto Speed, I am the great one. You see, the reason why it was difficult to understand Christ, it is because Christ was interacting with far superior, with far deeper, with far hidden things. You see, Christ, every language, every word. Hey, remember, this man, it is at whose breath the planets form. So to have shared presence with him into this world, creation wasn't playing games. Creation was grabbing all of the crumbs that was falling from that table. Creation just loved every moment with that man, every minute. That is why even when we thought he was asleep, creation was actually surrounding him. It was a party for creation. It was not intended for them, but they were the ones who celebrated it more than us. How unfortunate for men not to see something this great. If we only knew the language, if we only knew the kind of entertainment, if we only knew the performance that was being displayed for eternity, if we only knew the ecstasy that the trees were seeing each and every day Christ was passing by them, we would be falling at his feet. One time he told Gravity that, you know what, my guy, I'm about to cut through. I'm ascending now to heaven. What can you do for me? Gravity was there saying, this is your only time where something that I cannot understand. This is the only time where I'm gonna be forced to make an exception. You see, I've been brutal with humans. They've been making mistakes, you know, and I've been mercilessly still abiding to the kind of order, still abiding to the kind of perfection I was made with. But now that you, King of Kings, have roared, you have left me with no option but to open a way, but to allow that there be no scientific explanation for this one's occurrence. You see, spirits, they were trained as they were breathed by God unto our bodies. They were trained that when certain cuts in the functionality of man's body happens, when certain stoppages occurs, when certain blockages occurs, when certain things, when the engine is malfunctioning, leave, spirit. And when I say leave, I mean leave. I mean never come back. You see, man, they left one time in Lazarus' body thinking they've done their job well, packing their things, smiling to themselves, saying, man, let's go in front of the King, one of God, receive our reward. You see, only to be called back, only to be returned back and say, come back here. They were confused, man. I think they waited for a second, asked themselves, what is that man talking about? God, we've mastered perfection. We are actually named and surnamed by perfection. Lord, we don't make any misses. We hit the target. That is who we are. We do it correctly. God, we've checked that board. Those blockages were enough for us to leave. The blood that was spilled on that blood was enough for us to leave. The heartbreak that happened on that board, God, was enough for us to leave. The heart attack that happened on that board was enough for us to leave. God, I'm talking the cancer that has struck that body. That body has been declared by doctors themselves. God, we've got evidence. We've got legal evidence for us to have left that body. What do you mean we gotta return back? God, we think we no longer have our place there. We've packed our things. We're already on our way, God. But at Christ's presence, the one time spirits were actually marked wrong for the one thing they've been getting 100% for ever since they had landed earth. The one time they were actually dodged. They waited before God, saying, God, what have we done wrong? God, we've started day and night for this. God, we've done this couple number of time and time again. Why now? Why us, God? You see, man, their whole integrity was questioned. Christ calling them back, saying, I need you back into Lazarus' body. You see, I need you back into that body. The things that Jesus was doing was not only for time. Those things were for eternity. Those things, Jesus Christ was a busy man on earth. No, you know, man, he was not fixing problems on the physical. No, I love you. I love you, Paul. I love you, Peter. You know, guys, I'm your friends. Don't worry, I've got your back, Thomas. But I'm not here for you only. You see, he was calling Tabiso through the future. You know what, my guy, in 2025, I see you. You see, you need some confidence, you need some salvation, you need some grace, I see you, man, I've got you. But I'm not dealing with you alone. I'm a busy man. Can you just bear me a little bit patience, you know? I'm just fixing some things from the beginning of time. You see, he was a man journeying through time. He was cutting through the constraints of time. He was at the beginning, wise at the end, wise at the presence. People thought they had him. One time he descended into the very greats, into the very depths. You see, they didn't understand his fluidity in hell. They thought, now that we've had his presence, now that we have him, they thought they had him in totality. They thought he was alone. They thought that he could be constrained in time. They had forgotten that he is God. He is everywhere, all at the same time. He is here as trapped. He is as here as gone. He is as alive as dead. Do you know that? Why let it be upon men to understand him? The last time he checked, he had only left men X's and Y's to figure out equations to calculate. In fact, they are still struggling with those things. In fact, they're still crying out for him to come through for them, to come explain things that he actually trusted they were going to sort out, things that are only constrained in time. You see, the last time he checked, he only left them these few planets to explore. Unfortunately, they've only explored quite a few number of them. they've gone to Mars, and they're probably not gonna make it to Jupiter. It's really aggressive there for them. The earth has had moments, but you see, to have Christ, that was the most successful moment of its life. That was the most famous moment of its life. All of Earth's stars put together. You see, whatever you call it, the greatest of all time or whatsoever, I'm talking put together. I'm talking even the ecstasy of heaven itself put together is nothing compared to what the earth saw in the person of a little baby within the arms of a Virgin Mary. And you fathers, do not provoke your children, to wrath, but bring them up in training. You see, just train those sons. You see, just take them to the gym. You see, your daughters, train them in marriage, train them in duty, train them in conservation. You see, just train them in discipline. Please, just train them in accuracy. Just train them in accountability. Train them in responsibility. Train them in strength and resilience. You see, just train them, please. I'm just asking you at this point. Please train them in knowledge, in truth, in spirit. Please just train them in godliness. Please just train them, Father. Father, you are given the role, you're entrusted by God. Just train that child in all areas. In emotional intelligence, just train them. May they not be hunger. May they not be discarded. May they not be starved. Just train them, oh please, in fear of the Lord. I need them trained. They gotta be trained.